We use the same word living to describe ourselves and the bacteria all around us. But that one little word, it hides a really profound truth. We're built from two completely different biological blueprints. One is a master of simplicity and survival. The other is a marvel of complex cooperation. So let's break down these two incredible designs for life.
Just think about it. In a single drop of water, there's this invisible world just teeming with bacteria. These are organisms so simple yet so powerful that they totally dominated our planet for billions of years before we ever showed up. They are Earth's original inhabitants, and their design is just a masterclass in efficiency. So where does this massive split between us and them even begin? Well, it starts at the most fundamental level you can imagine, the building blocks themselves. We're talking about cells. It really boils down to a question of quantity, 1 versus trillions. And believe me, that difference changes absolutely everything.
This really comes down to a difference in strategy. You can think of a bacterium as the ultimate solo artist. It's one self-sufficient cell that does everything on its own. Eating, growing, reproducing, the whole shebang. But us, we're a massive, coordinated team. We have trillions of specialists, brain cells for thought, muscle cells for movement. It's teamwork on a cosmic scale.
But it's not just about the number of cells. The type of cell we're talking about is an even bigger game changer. This next distinction, it represents one of the most fundamental divides in all of biology. Seriously. Okay, so the crucial difference here is all about internal organization. Bacterial cells, which are called prokaryotes, their DNA just kind of floats around inside. But our cells, eukaryotes, we have a nucleus, which acts like a secure vault protecting our precious genetic code. We also have all this complex machinery called organelles, like mitochondria that act as tiny power plants. Bacteria, they have none of this internal complexity.
So all these differences on the inside, well, they lead to some very real, very tangible differences on the outside. Let's take a look at how this all plays out in terms of size, structure, and the incredible speed at which they operate. A typical bacterium is about 1 micrometer long. Now, what does that even mean? It's 1/1,000,000th of a meter. We're talking completely, utterly invisible to the naked eye. And this really puts the difference in scale into perspective. Think about that for a second. A single one of your cells can be larger than an entire bacterial organism. It's a humbling thought, right? It makes you realize just how vast that microscopic world really is. Their structures are also built for totally different purposes. Bacteria have this rigid cell wall. It's like a suit of armor for strength and protection. Our cells, though, they don't have that wall. Instead, we have a flexible membrane. And it's that very flexibility that allows our cells to form all the diverse shapes needed for our complex tissues and organs.
If you've ever had a bacterial infection, you know firsthand that they can multiply with terrifying speed. So how on earth do they do it? What's their secret? Well, the answer is a simple and incredibly fast process called binary fission. The cell just copies its DNA, gets a little bit bigger, and then poof, it splits into 2 identical clones. There's no complex process, no partner needed, just pure, rapid multiplication. Our method, of course, is a whole different story. Human reproduction is sexual, which means it requires 2 parents to mix their genes. It's way slower and much more complex, but it comes with a huge advantage: genetic diversity. And that diversity is the absolute key to long-term adaptation for complex species like us. And this brings us to what is maybe the most stunning difference of all: sheer toughness. When it comes to survival, bacteria are the undisputed masters of adaptation. Boiling hot springs, deep sea vents, high radiation zones, these are environments that would kill a human instantly. Yet, specialized bacteria don't just survive in these places, they thrive. They have metabolisms designed for conditions we would consider completely alien. We are the exact opposite. All of our biological sophistication, it comes at a price. We require a very narrow, very stable range of temperature, oxygen, and nutrients just to function. In a way, we're complex, but we're also incredibly fragile. So after seeing all these differences, what's the big takeaway? It's that these aren't competing designs. They're 2 completely different and equally successful solutions to the challenge of life on this planet. So let's just do a quick recap of the 2 blueprints. Bacteria chose the path of simplicity, speed, and incredible resilience. Humans took the path of complexity, specialization, and large-scale organization. As you can see,
both strategies have clearly worked out pretty well.
And the crucial point to remember is that there's no better model here. Bacteria represent the power of efficiency and adaptability. Humans represent the power of intricate systems and cooperation. They're simply two different blueprints, and both achieve the goal of life in their own remarkable way.
So in the end, despite the different blueprints, the huge differences in structure, scale, and strategy, bacteria and humans are undeniably connected. You could say that they are two essential and absolutely fascinating chapters in the epic story of life on Earth.